were sitting at the coffee table where you're reading Kierkegaard. Minutes later you proceeded to say something that almost broke my heart. You said,
Why do you come here for coffee and not just go anywhere?
I actually don't just come here for coffee, but if you ask me if there's a particular reason why I like coming to Artisan, I think it's not so much for the coffee. The coffee is one part, but the large part is just the environment here.
Why do you love coffee?
Why not? What's there not to love about coffee? I guess coffee, you see your parents drinking it, and growing up, you just sort of like want to know, okay, why my parents are drinking it, So naturally, that curiosity developed into like a thing right now, and I like it, Why not?
How often do you consume a coffee?
I drink about 2 or 3 cups a day.
How do you pick your coffee?
Well, I'm not a coffee expert, if I were to put it that way. Basically, I like my coffee black, no sugar. It's just nice and as original as it is, yes, if you put it that way.
And why do you think coffee has become such a thing now?
Well, I think people have been drinking coffee for centuries. I just think that coffee is just more of it is picked up recently as more of the cafe trend. Not so much about coffee being a trend. I think it's just the lifestyle that drinking coffee promotes. The kind of people you get together with, having a cup of coffee, or you can have a coffee by yourself. There's it's not much of it's a huge cultural trend, yes, but it's not much of just coffee itself.
Okay, thank you so much.
Right.
Here for coffee and not just go anywhere?
Because of the interior, the atmosphere, the vibe that I get, especially from the customers around me and also the people behind the counter.
Why do you love coffee?
I love coffee because it's amazing to see how there's so much behind something so relevant, something so simple.
How often do you consume coffee?
Almost every day.
How do you pick your coffee?
Black. I like my coffee black.
Why do you think coffee has become such a thing now?
I think because it was never a thing to begin with, so it's something new and it's slowly expanding and growing, getting bigger.
Okay, thank you so much. Why do you come here for coffee and not just go anywhere?
I come here for coffee because one of the reasons is that it's very chill. It's different compared to Starbucks where the setting is more urbanized. Whereas here, I don't know, the layout I guess is more conducive and and there are friendly staff and most of them are friends. So, why not have a friend out?
Why do you love coffee?
Why do I love coffee? Well, to be honest, I was never a coffee lover until recently in April. I think it's because coffee to me is a refined art. It's not like any other drinks where you just press a button and then just put water in it and it becomes a drink. But it actually takes passion and a lot of effort to actually study it and make it. And every cup of coffee that you make reflects your personality in a way, like your feelings towards a certain thing, and that's about it, I guess.
And how often do you consume coffee a day?
I just started recently consuming at least I think 2 cups a day, maximum 3. Not anything more than that.
And how do you pick your coffee?
How do I pick my coffee? It depends really. It depends on how I feel for that day. If I feel I need a kick in my life, I will go for something strong like a ristretto shot or an espresso shot. But if I just feel like having something that's laid back, probably something that's not too strong and it's something like a latte.
Why do you think coffee has become such a thing now?
I think it's because it's partly associated with the hipster trend that everyone's claiming to be, and also it's because it's a good business opportunity where coffee has been around for many years, but when something is consumed regularly by the group of people, it suddenly becomes popularized and you feel the need to have coffee in order to be accepted in society.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Come here for coffee and not just go anywhere.
Well, I've actually tried out a few other coffee cafes, and I found that this was my favorite also. They make really good coffee, and I really like coming there. I like the atmosphere, people are nice, and coffee is always good.
Why do you love coffee?
I love coffee because it keeps me warm inside. No, I'm serious. It keeps me warm inside.
How often do you consume coffee?
I usually try to have at least 1 cup of coffee a day. If not, I kind of get very weird without coffee. Yeah.
How do you pick your coffee?
It kind of depends on my mood. If I feel like I need an extra kick, then I'll go for a long black. But if I just want something nice and calming, I usually go for my favorite, which is a flat white.
Okay. And why do you think coffee has become such a thing now?
Well, I don't think coffee is becoming such a trend. More of the cafes, because like places like Starbucks and Coffee Bean have been around for so long, but cafes like this place have up and coming. So I don't really think it's a coffee. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
We are at Artisan Rose and I'm going to show you how to prepare a flat white and espresso based coffee.
You know that I'll be your friend. There isn't ever the time when I would leave you alone for you to fight for yourself. No, I'm running with haste. I'll go and run to your side, 'cause whatever it takes, you don't have to fight. Alone in the darkness, wherever you are, I'm on my way to find you again. You could be lost, lonely, there's nothing too far where I won't go to find you again. Take your feet off the road, go as far as you'd like, 'cause there's nothing I know that can hold your life.
At Artisan Rose, I get to deal with specialty fresh roasted coffee beans, where they source many types of coffee beans all around the world, which is from South America to Eastern Africa and Indonesia. So unlike working at any other big chain coffee companies, at Artisan I get to really discover different types of coffee beans. So that's why I am so much into my job, because from time to time I get to learn so much about the progression and the varieties of coffee appreciation. Kuala Lumpur is so much of a trendy city. Everyone is always feel the need to cope up with the trend. So in food and beverage industry, when it comes to coffee, before this it was the big chain coffee company trend, which was the Coffee Bean, Starbucks and Golden Jeans and stuff. Now the coffee industry has a new wave of business, which is the specialty coffee, which is quite popular in the States, in Australia and some parts of Europe, I guess, but it's mostly States and Australia. So knowing Malaysians, especially KL, we are mostly exposed to Western culture. So the second wave coffee industry, which is Starbucks and Coffee Bean and etc., is getting quite dated. And this third wave of specialty coffee business is coming out like mushrooms. So to me, I believe that's why it's so trendy. And apart from that, the appreciation of third wave coffee, it's actually much better than the second wave, which most cafes and roastery, they roast their coffee up to up to medium roast or however level of roasting where they can really emphasize on the natural flavors of the coffee beans. So people, consumers can really experience the varieties of the coffee depending on where single origins or blend that they make out of it. Yeah.
If I stare at you and can't imagine when I met you.